hell? Was it a cruise missile or a Pershing? What are you gonna do, fuck someone to death? You'd like to, wouldn't you?
Only the right woman.
Hey everybody, welcome to Channel Donstar, effed up Friday Night Flicks. Yeah, tonight, well, you know, I had this on freaking Laserdisc. I had this on VHS. I don't know what versions it was. What is this version? It doesn't say. We're going to talk about Crimes of Passion. 1984, Ken Russell, Kathleen Turner, Anthony Hopkins. What's the other guy's name? I got notes over here. John Lawlin. I'm only halfway through it. I'm about an hour into it. I recently picked up the Blu-ray, which I'll say when I come back who released it on Blu-ray. And Frankenfeet's up there. He's up there again. I haven't heard him for a while, and now he's there. I think he has his shoes off because all I hear is creaking of the wood of the floor. I don't hear the ka-tunk, ka-tunk. All right. Yeah, I was kind of a weird, twisted fan of this film. When it first came out, and like I said, I had it on VHS, I had it on Laserdisc. I used to watch it late at night, like I'm doing now. It was one of those bizarre films I would just put in and watch. And I don't remember it being as disturbing as it is now that I'm watching it. Maybe because I'm older and I'm an old fart right now. It's still extremely titillating. Kathleen Turner, China Blue.
I have dreamed of this moment all my life, and I promise I shall carry the name with dignity and with pride.
So there's that, and then there's this bizarre, there's this character Anthony Hopkins plays, which is like, I think I remember when it first came out, that the reviews said, what the hell is Hopkins doing in this movie? Anthony Hopkins? I'm saying that right? Anthony Perkins. Oh, come on, Anthony Hopkins. That's Lecter. Anthony Perkins. Psycho. You know, Norman Bates. And I remember them saying, what is he doing in this movie? And my God, he is just, his character. And again, probably a brilliant performance that nobody wants to get close to. Nobody wants to talk about.
That was quite a performance.
There's no limit to my talents.
You're the head of your class, or is it the class of your head?
Oh, a man of words. He makes up in diction what he lacks in dick.
But he's this bizarre priest on the streets, on the slum, sleazy streets where hookers are all over, and he's sniffing something, and he preaches to the hookers about how they're wrong and they're going to hell. But then again, he's part of, he's a customer.
Dear God, the heathen are come unto thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps.
Their blood have they shed like water around Jerusalem.
Like they fuck and they piss and they shit like the fucking scum they are.
Being a guy who grew up Catholic, and hearing all the biblical, all the stuff from the Bible and things, which is what he's preaching through, is very bizarre and somewhat uncomfortable to watch, because he is this character that should be here, but he's there. Nobody in this movie so far that and it's been a while since I've seen this movie, and which is why I'm glad I'm watching it again. But nobody's good in this movie. Nobody has a ring around their head, a ring around their head. Even the main guy who, what's his name? John Lawlin. He's like, he works in an electronics shop with Bruce Davison. Bruce Davison makes a cameo in this film. Bruce Davison, Willard, and the guy from X-Men, but Willard. They work together and they're good friends, and he's married to Annie Potts. Yeah, Annie Potts from Ghostbusters.
We got one!
And their sex isn't doing too well. And he's hired by this fashion designer to investigate. He's not a cop or anything. He's just like a surveillance guy. And he's hired by this guy to watch over Kathleen Turner's character, because the fashion guy thinks she's selling designs and things from the fashion industry to other people. It turns out it is not. And then this guy, the surveillance guy, eventually kind of gets hooked on China Blue, Kathleen Turner. And I just watched the scene where they had a thing. And wow. Now they're having a fight. It is, boy, that scene was, as a filmmaker, it's filmed beautifully, because it's all shadows, and it's sex. It's all shadows on this bizarre wallpapered wall, as light, the outside light is flashing on and off. You see shadows, you see music, you hear the music, which I'll get to in a second. It is visually like, I know what's happening. I see exactly what's happening, but it is so well done that way by Ken Russell. Ken Russell's an unusual director. I'm not going to get into that right now. Not going to get into him, at least. The music is by Rick Wakeman. Rick Wakeman, man, during the 70s and early 80s, I was listening to him all the time. He released these albums, these recordings. They were themed. He did one called Journey to the Center of the Earth, where there was narration about of the original story, the Verne story, Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and the music was amazing. And then he did King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and that thing was fantastic. I have very fond memories, long time old memories of me playing ping pong in my basement, listening to that over and over again with my friends that I grew up with, and we all loved Rick Wakeman. This soundtrack consists of, I think, maybe two themes, and the sex scene that I just watched is different from, and it's pretty good because it's different, because everything before it and everything beyond it is the same frickin' theme over and over and over again, played in different styles. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, it starts out being kind of okay, but when you start hearing it like 10 times in the movie, it's like enough. Can't you come up with anything new, music-wise? Anyway, yeah, I know where it's going because I've seen it a few times, but like I said, seeing it again now as an adult, it's uncomfortable, and maybe that's what I missed the first times I saw it. Maybe I was just looking at all the titillation and not getting off, but watching all the, ooh, they're doing it, no, yeah, they're going at it, and then this, and then there's this weird psycho Anthony Perkins, and there's a somewhat relationship from this failed marriage, and then you got Kathleen Turner, who in this movie looks amazing. And the dialogue is so bizarre. It's so written down. It's so perfectly written. Not that it's good. It's just so what's the word? How can I describe it? It's not normal talk. It's not normal talk. It's verses. Which again might lead into what is so cool about this movie. This is a Arrow release. Arrow is fantastic, and there's a commentary and there's a bunch of extras, and I have yet to watch any of that stuff. But maybe Ken Russell has just created this bizarre universe, the style, this unusual style of dialogue, and yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's odd. It's twisted. It's perfect for fucked up Friday night flicks. So, geez, I talked already 12 minutes. Yeah, so.